Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Welcome to our second PU Computer Science online classes. In last class, we already completed the concept that is memory allocation of pointers, and we know that in memory allocation of pointers, such memory allocation can be done in two ways. The first method is called as the static allocation of memory, and second one is called as the dynamic allocation of memory. And we know that the static memory allocation or allocation of memory means the amount of memory to be allocated is predicted and pre-known. Correct? No, we already known. Why? Because such memory is going to declare during our declaration time itself, and on that time only we can say how many allocation of memory is allocated for each variables. So this is about our static allocation of memory. And second thing, the dynamic allocation of memory means the amount of memory to be allocated is not known. That means here when you want, you can increase or you can decrease by using some of the operators, that is called as new and delete operator here. So simply we can say that in our dynamic allocation of memory here, so this memory is allocated during runtime as and when required. Correct? No, when you want to increase by using new and delete operator, that means to delete any memory, the delete operator going to use. Now let's see some example. That means here I want to increase the memory, or simply we can say that here we can allocate some amount of memory space for the variables while program is running by using the operator new operator. So the first example, the double pointer p double, that means in first example we can say that, or the first line declares the pointer variable. The name of the pointer variable is the pointer p double. Okay, and the second line, what about the second line? That means the second line I already written as the p double is equal to new double. The meaning is just only then allocate the memory for an double data type here, and then makes the pointer p double to point to this new memory. So this is the meaning about our example double pointer p double. P double is equal to new double here. Now let's see one more example for our new here. To allocate memory for the array, if you want to allocate in memory for the array variables, then we are going to allocate to increase the memory for the array variables. That means here we are going to, first of all we are going to declare. So but this example I written by using one line only here. So just only the difference by, because here I used two lines. Correct? No, first of all I declare the variables here, and later next one, and by after the declaration of the variable just only I used the increment of the variable here. But in this line I used just only in one line. This example I used by using one line here. And why I am going to write such example? Why? Because the question is to allocate memory for the array here. So first of all, the double pointer dptr, any variable name you can use, it not necessary just only the dptr. If you want, you can use the ptr also, pointer ptr also. So double pointer dptr is equal to new double of a size. Why? Because we know that how we are going to use the array, maybe the one example int a of size 5. Correct? No, here. So that means the 5 elements going to store in your array element here. So just only, otherwise if you don't want, if you want to use in 2 lines, then how we are going to write the double pointer dptr semicolon, and later next one is about our dptr is equal to new double of size. Clear this point here? So this is about to allocate the memory for the array. Now let's see the next thing, to allocate the dynamic structure variable or the objects. If you want, that means if you want to increase the structure variables here to the dynamic, that means the dynamic means in our dynamic we will get the allocation as well as the deallocation of the memory here. So this one is about to allocate the dynamic structure variables or the variable only called as the objects. So how we are going to write the example? The example is the student sp. Clear this point here? The student sp is equal to new student. That means we are going to allocate the memory for the structure variables here. So otherwise you can write as the, for example, student sp. First of all we need to declare, and in second line we are going to write as the sp is equal to new student. Otherwise by using one line only it going to allocate the memory for the structure variables. Correct? No? Why? Because we already declared one structure variable in last concept. Why? Because the structure, the relationship between pointers and the structures, and while going to write the keyword I used in our structure the struct keyword, and the structure name is the student. So whatever is there here, so just only I want to allocate some extra memory for this structure variable, then you are going to write the example as the student sp is equal to new student semicolon here. Now let's see why, because still here we know that the dynamic here two operator going to use. The first operator is the new operator, and such new operator is using to allocate memory for the object here. Maybe if you don't want the extra memory, in case you want to delete any memory, so what's the operator we are going to use? So the operator is called as the delete pointer. Clear this point here? So that means the new is going to allocate the memory for the object for the variables here, and one more pointer is that the pointer is called as the delete pointer. Clear this point here? The delete pointer or the delete operator, and such delete pointer or delete operator is using just to release the memory, to free the dynamic memory here. So we can say that, let's see the next example for our some of the delete operator. We are going to delete some of the whatever the memory we allocated by using the new operator, such one going to delete, and that is only called as the releasing dynamic memory here. So in this case maybe I already created maybe the integer type, that means by using one line maybe the int, okay, int pointer iptr semicolon, iptr is equal to new int. So such memory I don't want, then how I am going to delete? That means such a line is going to write as the delete iptr. On that time it going to delete the whatever the memory allocated by using new, such one going to deallocate by using the operator delete. Okay, so we are going to write the line as the delete iptr here. And later next one, let's see the next example says about to free the array memory. So what's the memory we got in case of the array here? So such memory going to delete here. So second example, that means our to free the dynamic array memory, and we are going to write as the delete size dptr. Clear this point here? So delete size dptr. Why? Because already we know about this one. We already written the example for our dptr, and this example about the allocation memory for the array objects. Correct? No? Allocate the memory for the array object, and how we return? Double pointer dptr is equal to new double of size. Now what's the memory we allocated? Such memory I don't want. I want to release, I want to free such a dynamic memory. Then I am going to write as the delete size dptr semicolon. And the last example, that means here in this example we are going to free the dynamic structure memory. Clear this point here? The dynamic structure memory, we are going to release or free the dynamic structure memory. Why? Because we already created, correct? No, in this example we allocated the memory, the dynamic memory structure for the variable or the object. So how we return the example? Student SP is equal to new student. Now whatever we allocated, such memory going to delete. That means how we are going to write the delete student. Clear this point here? So just only for the allocation and deallocation of the our by using the operators like our new and delete operator. Now after knowing some of the example for our delete pointer, new pointer, by using some example for the allocation as well as for the deallocation, let's see the next concept about our the differences between the static allocation of memory and dynamic allocation of the memory here. So we know that why, because in our static, what's the meaning of the static here? So in static memory allocation, the amount of memory to be allocated is predicted and pre-known, correct? No, we already known how many or how much the data bytes here, the data is going to allocated for each variable here. So this is about our static allocation of the memory here. And what about the dynamic allocation of memory? So we can say that in dynamic allocation of memory, the amount of data or the amount of memory to be allocated is not known. Clear this point here? Why? Because we don't know about why. Because here when you want to increase by using some operator, we are going to increase the operator name is called as the new here. And if you don't want such memory, by using the another operator, the operator is called as the delete operator. Now the differences between static and dynamic allocation of the memory. So first difference about our static allocation. So in our static memory allocation, we can say that the amount of memory or the memory is allocated before execution of the program begins, correct? No, why? Because we know that in starting, whatever the program you are going to write, any program, maybe the simple or complex program, first of all we need to make the declaration of the variables here, correct? No, and depend on the data type, we can say that how much memory is going to reserve for each variables here. So we can say that in static allocation of memory here, the memory is allocated before the execution of the program begins. Clear? So or in simple words, we can say that here the amount of memory to be allocated is predicted and pre-known, or in other words or in general words, we can say that in our static allocation of memory, that is such memory is allocated during declaration time itself, or in simple compilation time itself here. So whatever the memory we want, such memory is going to allocate during compilation time itself or the declaration time itself in our static allocation of memory. Now what about the dynamic allocation of memory? Why? Because we know that the meaning of the dynamic allocation of memory. So in dynamic allocation of memory, the amount of memory to be allocated is not known, correct? No, here is not known is case is not predicted. Otherwise we can say that why? Because such memory is allocated during runtime, when the program is going to run or when the program want to increase the memory here. So we can say that during runtime, as and when required is going to allocate the memory, if don't want, going to deallocate the memory. So the first differences about our dynamic allocation. Why? Because I already completed one differences, that is the static. So I said here the memory is allocated before the execution of the program begins here. So what about in case of the dynamic allocation of memory? Why? Because in this case we can say that here the amount of memory is allocated during execution of the program. That means here during runtime as and when required. Clear this point here? Or while the program is running, we are going to allocate the memory, we are going to deallocate the memory. So this is about our dynamic allocation of the memory here. Now let's see this second point for our static allocation of the memory here. Why? Because we know that in our static memory allocation, it's not possible to increase the size, not possible to decrease the size. So here we can say that no memory allocation and deallocation actions are performed in our static allocation of memory here. So why? Because here when you are going to declare the data, on that time it allowing or it reserving some amount of memory space. It depends on the data type. Maybe in case you are going to use the data type integer 2 bytes, character 1 bytes here, or maybe the float. Okay, the float variables when you are going to declare, then it going to reserve the 4 bytes here. So we can say that in our static allocation of memory, no memory allocation and deallocation actions are performed. Why? Because whatever the memory is allocated during declaration time only here. Clear? So this is about our static. Now in our dynamic allocation of memory, so in our dynamic allocation of memory here, the bindings, that means the dynamic memory allocation, the bindings, the memory bindings are established and also destroyed during the execution of the program here. So how the memory bindings are established? Why? Because in case if you want to increase, then by using the new operator, so such one is called as the adding. What's the meaning of the binding? The meaning of the binding is just only called as the addition of the memory. Clear this point here? So the memory binding are established and also the destroyed. That means whatever the memory allocated, such one going to destroy during the execution of the program. So this is about dynamic allocation of the memory here. And the third point, in our static allocation of memory, we can say that the variables remain permanently allocated. Why? Because we know the meaning of the static allocation of memory. Here the amount of memory to be allocated is predicted, pre-known. Correct? No? Why? Because such memory is allocated during declaration time itself only, or during compilation time itself. So here we can say that whatever the variables, it going to allocate the memory permanently. So such an only we can say as the variables remain permanently allocated. Clear this point here? But in our dynamic allocation of memory, they allocated only when program unit is active. Why? Because I already said about this one. Why? Because here in our dynamic allocation of memory, we know that our dynamic allocation of memory supporting for both allocation as well as the deallocation of the memory here. And when you want to allocate the memory for the storage variables, and it possible when the program is running, so here we can say that allocated only when program unit is active here. And finally we can say about the difference between the static allocation of the memory, that is our implemented using stacks and heaps. Why? Because we know that the meaning of the stack. So we can say here in our static here, it's going to implement using the stacks and the heaps. But in case of the dynamic allocation of the memory, it's going to implement it using the data segments. We know the meaning of the data segment, that is called as the linked list. So when you want, you can increase or decrease the size. So this is about our data segments here. So this is some of the differences between the static as well as the dynamic allocation of the memory here. Now let's see the last thing about our free store. So what about the free store, or we can say that such a free store is also called as the heap memory, HEAP. Clear? The heap memory here. So now what about the free store or the heap memory here? So we can say that in our free store, well, because that is going to apply to our dynamic allocation of memory here, and in our dynamic memory allocation we using operator new and delete here. So this operator, that means the new and delete operator, allocate memory space for the object. So from a pole, from a place, that is called as the free store. Clear this point here? So that means here we can say that, or in simple words, the meaning of the free store. Why? Because the free store, I already said, in our dynamic we going to use the operators new and delete operators in this case here, and so these operators, the new and delete operators, allocate the memory space for the object. So when you want the memory space for the object, then sure we are going to collect from a place. Such a place is called as the free store. Clear this point here? Or in simple words we can say that the meaning of the free store is a pole of unallocated memory heap. So it is a place of unallocated memory heap, and that is given to the program, or such memory, or that is used by the program. So it is a place of unallocated memory heap here, and that is given to the program, and such one only used by the program for dynamic allocation during execution. Clear this point here? That means it is a place, and if you want to collect the memory, you are going to collect from the free store here, and if you want to don't want any memory space for the program here, maybe you want to delete any object from the program, so such object memory space going to add into the place, and such place is called as the free stores. So clear the meaning of the free store? The free store also calling as the heap memory here. So it is a place, or we can say that unallocated memory heap, and that is given to program, and such one also used by the program for dynamic allocation. And when we are going to use during the execution of the program, when the program is running, sometime we are going to increase the data, and sometime we are going to decrease the data. So this is about our free store. Thank you.